So hi there, I'm here at Maximilianstraße, one of the most expensive street here in Munich, and behind me there's the part with all the shops, and if I turn around 180 degrees, you see behind me the Maximilianeum, the seat of the Bavarian Parliament, but I'm today here to introduce you to a museum, lesser known museum here in Munich, and that's now behind me. Fünf Kontinente, 5 continents. So that's a museum with art from non-European art
and artifacts. It was founded in 1862 as the first ethnological museum in Germany. At that time it was still called the Royal Ethnographic Collection. The name changed constantly. From 1912 it was called Royal Ethnographic Museum, then from 1917 the Museum of Ethnology. Then in 1954 the State Museum of Ethnology, and finally the Museum Fünf Kontinente, Museum Fünf Kontinente from 2014. The changing names naturally have a lot to do with how other peoples were seen at the time, but more on that later. The museum is then divided somewhat differently than just in 5 continents. It begins with the Southwest Asia and North Africa section, a region that is largely shaped by Islam. The exhibits range from religious objects to everyday objects and architecture. This part of the exhibition ends at the Hindu Kush. The next exhibition is about Oceania, the Pacific cultural region that covers a third of the world. It tells of the Polynesians' outstanding navigational skills and also about the diverse culture of the Pacific island worlds. The museum has a special focus on the country of Myanmar, or Burma, as I believe the defenders of democracy in this country prefer to call it.
I'm in Burma.
Burma?
You most likely know it as Myanmar, but it'll always be Burma to me.
The foundation of the collection was laid in 1911 by the then director of the museum, Lucien Sherman, on a lengthy research trip to Burma. With over 2,300 objects, the museum offers a diverse insight into the cultural wealth of Burma. The Buddha Hall with the Thai Buddha, which was donated to the museum by Thai King Rama VI in 1913, is particularly impressive. Sub-Saharan Africa then takes over on the second floor. Of course you will find the expected carved ancestor figures, elaborately decorated ivory and masks from West Africa. However, I find the contemporary African art that can be found here almost more exciting. Be it the coffin in the shape of a sneaker by Ghanaian artist Pa Joe, or the Tin Man by Congolese artist Eddie Ikete Bombeza. There really is a lot to discover here and invite you to reflect on a modern Africa. Then you come to the North America collection. Here you will find many exhibits from the indigenous peoples of North America, from the Inuit to the Sioux. The most outstanding exhibit, however, is the kayak made from seal leather dating back to 1577, making it the oldest preserved kayak in the world. The last part of the exhibition focuses on the culture of Central and South America. Here you will find artistic objects made of wood, silver and even gold, but also everyday clothing made from textiles. When visiting an ethnographic museum, however, you can also get an oppressive feeling. Have all the exhibits been legitimately acquired, or are they colonial loot? German colonial history was long overshadowed by the reappraisal of the crimes committed during the Second World War. Recently, however, there has been a Europe-wide trend towards coming to terms with this period. The museum is also part of this process. It is currently working closely with researchers, particularly from Cameroon, to reconstruct the provenance of exhibits. There is a special exhibition on this subject in the side arm of the museum, which runs until May 18th. It deals with colonial history, the eventual history of the museum, and the current state of provenance research. Overall, I think it's important that there are ethnographic museums. By engaging with the foreign, you discover contrasts and similarities. This also helps you to get to know your own culture better. And in the end, you learn that the foreigner is not so different from yourself after all. The museum is open Tuesday to Sunday from 9:30 AM to 5:30 PM. Admission to the permanent exhibition regular costs €5, reduced €4, and only €1 on Sundays. As always, you will find a link to the museum in the description. And if you want to get to know a stranger who can introduce you to foreign cultures, then come to Munich to get to know me. I'll be happy to show you around the city. You can find my email address here and check out my homepage for more information. Until the next video, Philip.